We're back doing Xbox One emulators this time, but there's a new one out as of recently. It's called Xbox1Emulator.org. Yeah, it's fucking run-of-the-mill fake emulator. Share this page to support the site. So tell that to go fuck itself and just download the setup from one of these mirrors and it takes you directly to the link. It's not one of these locked behind a fucking survey emulators. And it gives you a setup exe here. Now, this is where it gets tricky because it asks you for a password. There seems to be no password at all, and it's not embedded in the file, it's not obtained over the internet, it's not like a mathematical sum of a password or anything like that. It's just a password field that doesn't accept any input at all. So I took a look at it in a hex editor, and it turns out there is a bit of configuration in here somewhere that's just in plain text. Here it is, and it says it's a smart install maker file. And I went online, looked to see if there was any way to unpack one of these, and some guy did make a smart install maker unpacker here. Stick that in, tell it to extract somewhere, and it extracts a bunch of stuff to the desktop, and here is the stuff inside the installer. Now, runtime.cab contains the temporary files used for the installer itself. I've checked through all of these. They look more like images in the form of TMP files. They don't have the password in it, I'm certain. Data.cab is interesting. This is all the data that the installer extracts. But what is this shit? It's just a bunch of numbered files. It's no goddamn use to me. So we'll look at the installer configuration file here, and we find that it has a list of all these file names, and that's no real use to me either because there's no way of extrapolating which file name pertains to which number, even in hex as far as I know, or I'm just not smart enough. Something I noticed here is if you were able to get the magic password from wherever the fuck, it will tell you that it needs a next disk and to please insert the disk and click OK. Now where the fuck am I going to get a disk for a fake emulator? So you're pretty much screwed anyway. So I took all those file names and made a list out of them, and this is what you would see if you were to somehow install this properly. And as per usual, the PCSX2 plugins just copied in there. Didn't even bother changing the name, they just whacked them in there, why not? My logic with these Flash Player files here is that the person just implemented a basic Flash Player into the fake emulator so that when he wants to make a gameplay footage with it, he just sets up this Flash Player to play whatever MP4 file he has placed in the directory. That was mentioned by a guy in the comments, one of the last videos, was that if you place a specifically named video file in there and then run the emulator, it will just play that video file. Fuck, sneaky shit, but it works, I guess. I think I found this cheats file here. This is for some reason a Persona 4 cheats file from PCSX2. That's pretty lazy of him. So this is the SLN file I mentioned. And I guess if you want to contact the person who made it, you're going to have to ask the fucking Velasco family over here. The fake emulator kingpin over here. The next emulator we're going to look at is the VR Xbox 360 emulator. So this supposed VR emulator comes with the same files that the other one came with. The BIOS goes here file to tell you where to put your fake BIOS. A README that tells you to go to this site and fill out a survey and get your fucking fake BIOS. Got some shaders, whatever the fuck these are. These are all the same file size for some reason. With this one you actually get to open the emulator and you see the emulator there, but this error pops up and it tells you to go to their fucking website and download a BIOS through a survey, as you do. Oh man. The fuck? And there's your survey. So if we look at this in .peek, which is a net framework disassembler, I guess, the main form in this emulator has some code that says the aforementioned missing BIOS pop-up error and then just takes you to the web page here. But scrolling up here, it has a message that if a file exists called bios.dll, a message will pop up that says your unsupported system GPU has been detected, and that it's an error. So this is just basically programmed to tell you to fuck off. So to prove that, I'll just rename this to bios.dll and run the emulator again, and unsupported system GPU detected. If you go to the FAQ on the site, it just tells you that, well, tough shit, basically. So that's a pretty lame one. Just found out here that this user config file is actually a configuration file for Metro Last Light. Or is it Metro 2033, yeah. That's a really bizarre config file to use, but okay. A fun thing you can do with these emulators is find out who exactly made them. So this one has users Emil N. He used Visual Studio 2010 to make it, and so shoutouts to Emil for making this piece of shit. Alright, the third one we're going to look at is the Box Emulator for the Xbox 360. Now, to anybody who wouldn't know otherwise, this is a pretty legit looking website. They got an FAQ, they got that parallax scrolling in the background, this is some fancy shit. They got screenshots, look at that drop shadow, amazing, high budget quality. So when you download this, you get taken to Mega, which is pretty convenient. So let's see what this looks like. You get a Setupexe. But here's where the fun starts. So you open this emulator and it says it's checking for updates. And then it tells you that there's a new version and to click OK to download. So it takes you to update.boxemulator.com, which is just a blank page. So not only is this a waste of time for the person downloading it, the fucking authors of it didn't bother to complete the scam. So it's a waste of time for them as well. Nobody wins here. So the way this works is there are two forms. The second form shows first for some reason, and it's basically the progress bar, and the code for that progress bar is here, and it will just, and when the timer finishes on this project bar here, it calls for the first form, and the first form here appears with a label that says a new version of the Box Emulator is available. Click download, you click on one, and then it opens up the aforementioned bullshit link. And that's it, there's nothing more to the executable, that's all it does. Here's a little bonus for you. I found this fake Wii U emulator site, and all of these pages don't work. But the buttons that do work have separate domains. So look at this. This guy's got WiiUemulator.com, WiiUmod.com, WiiUdownload.com, WiiUemu.com, WiiUEmulatorDownload.com, WiiUHDD.com, WiiUCheatCodes.com, WiiUWalkthroughs. What the fuck? Did this guy think that every fucking page had to be a separate domain, or what? What is this? Wii U walkthroughs. The Twilight hack occurs when it takes advantage of an overflow error in the Twilight Princess. Error happens when special file that stores the name. How is this a walkthrough? Let's look at the Wii U cheats. What do they got here? They got a cool image gallery with a bunch of fucking stock photos. Home, database, forum. Oh, they have employees that tell you how to cheat in the Wii U, do they? Search, download, upload. None of these fucking things work. Wise words. When we cheat, you die. What? For instance, when I saw my brother updating my Wii U, I jerked the power cables out of the wall, which resulted in the complete loss of data from my Wii U. What? Why would you do that? About. Fast. Latest games. No waiting. Cool screenshots, bro. Compatibility is off the charts. Alright. This guy's got Wii U ROMs, Wii U torrent, Wii U hacked, Wii U ISO. Jesus, this guy is a fucking huge fan of the Wii U. Who made this?